Within the last 2 weeks, I had to deal. I have had to deal with situations concerning technology. Come back in an hour. Our system is down. Went to get me a pizza today. Our system is down. Technology, the pros and cons. Technology, as it continually to advance, is good. It's good, convenient. But when it go down, when it go down, it could be a headache on both ends for the techs, for the customer service people, and for the customers. No matter where you at and what you're doing. When the system fails, it becomes a major problem very quickly. In my line of work, I'm subject to it. I have pulled into truck stops to get through. System down. They don't know what to do. We got to call corporate to see what's wrong with it. It happens on a regular basis. System is down. The more we move to everything being dependent on technology, the more the potential, the stronger the potential of gridlock. I'm old fashioned. I'm not really a fan of technology. I'm one of them persons that like stuff the old way. When I get used to doing something, I really don't like change. But since I've been in the trucking industry in life, you have to be ready to adapt to change. Life is all about changing. You have to be able to adapt. If not, you're gonna get left behind. The future is dependent on highly educated people in the future. The ordinary people, not so well educated, not educated at all, are gonna soon be left behind. You're gonna have to have a degree in some type of mechanical IE skills to even operate cars and stuff. It's almost getting this way with trucks. We used to have what they call paper log books back in the day. I got one in the truck somewhere. Where we log our hours, where we at, we have to write it manually, draw lines on the hours, a log book, have your hours, then you drop down, get a location where you went off, do that, went to sleep, city, state, stuff, wherever you close. Now everything have went to computerized. We don't have to do anything nowadays, hardly. We don't hardly have to do anything nowadays. This is what I'm talking about. This is our log now, log book. I want to flip the camera, but I don't want to turn it off. This is what we use. See this? This is the electronic logging system. back in the days, and some people still run them. You have off duty, sleeper berth, drive, on duty. You used to draw a line through the time you off duty, go on duty 15 minutes, go back up to drive, then you drive. Every time you stop, you have to log, go down at the bottom and log it. Manually right in where you at. It's good now. You know, technology have advanced. It's good. Well, everything is pinging off towers and stuff where we at. We don't have to manually log nothing nowadays. But this system go down sometime too, and we still have log books for standby. A few years ago, the system used to be bad about shutting down and going off. We had to put out the log book. But the more we advance technology, the greater the potential of a major shutdown, gridlock. What's going to happen when everything shut down? I'm not an end time person. I don't dwell on the future and like a lot of people do, talking about, you know, the end days, the end times and stuff like that. I'm not concerned. I don't concern myself with that type of stuff. The tribulation and all this. You can't stop what's going to happen anyway. So I don't spend a whole lot of my time worried about what they call the mark of the beast and all this stuff. It is, you know, the Bible prophesied it's going to come to a time when a lot is going to be long gone when that time come around. I don't worry about that. But when you deal with technology on a regular basis, it make you think about those times. It make you think about the future. These systems go down for an hour or so. You know how much trouble it cause? I talked to my wife today. She working customer services. She said they system go down there once in a while. Where she work at? She work for Kroger. And she like, they had to go and do something manually. She said it's a headache. Sometimes it take up to about 30 minutes to process one somebody and have to do stuff manually. And think about all the cars and stuff going to electric. Charging stations and all this stuff connected to the system. Everything is being run to the system now. People don't have to go and buy maps. You're doing the traveling in life. Truck drivers know well too often about this. Maps. You know how to use. You're supposed to know how to. You should know how to read a map. I had no problem. I never had a problem learning how to read a map. A lot of people can't read a map. Nowadays, you have GPS on everything. Maps are slowly disappearing. Trucker maps. You're still going to find one here and there. Car maps, you know. I would advise everybody who can get a map before they disappear. Get you 2 or 3 of them and save them. Never know when you might need them. Can't always depend on technology. We can't depend on technology, but we can't always depend on technology. I'm not one of those who try to fight the system. I just try to adapt and keep living. Let the Lord worry about it. I don't worry about a lot of stuff I can't change. You can't fight the system. Living off the grid and stuff like that. You got to try to advance, keep up with technology, keep up with the world. If you don't, you're going to be left behind. Like I say, I'm old-fashioned. I know a lot of people like me, they old-fashioned. All this technology stuff, you have to download an app for this, everything you go and do now, and then you got to app and do all this stuff, learn how to, man, it's all, life is being put at the fingertips. Young kids and stuff nowadays, they don't have no problem. They can pick up these gadgets and stuff, and they can figure out how to navigate them things in a heartbeat. Older folks, old-fashioned, old-school folks, I had to use an app for the first time since I've been working for this company. Home Depot, certain companies have different systems they operate on now. They want drivers to, they have their own system. A lot of places are going to that. You have to use kiosks. And now a lot of places we go to drop and hook, new age taking over. People are slowly being eliminated from the workforce. It's good in a way. It is kind of bad in a way. But I wonder, I thought about this today. I went to Pizza Hut to get me a pizza. Our system is down. They was able to take cash only. But we're headed towards a cashless society. What's going to happen? When they eliminate cash completely everywhere and everything is card-based and what's name-based, what's going to happen when the system shut down? For days. What's going to happen? Will the world implode? Will the United States explode? Will the people go crazy? It's something to think about. A system being down for an hour can throw your whole day off. Now just think about systems being down for a couple of days. Can't nothing move. Can't hardly nothing move. The world become paralyzed because the system is down. I just wonder, I see this stuff. Come back in an hour, our system down. This stuff happen pretty regularly. People can't figure out, people can't figure out what's going on. All we know what to do is reboot it. Reboot it and see what it do. It's almost like everybody got to be an IE tech now to figure this stuff out. Troubleshoot stuff. If not, you got to call around and be on hold and try to walk through this and walk through that and stuff like this. Man. Can't fight it. You got to move unless you just, like I say, going to be left behind. I know a lot of people, when the trucking industry went to a lot of this online stuff, electronic logging and all this stuff, doing stuff by computer, a lot of truck drivers were put out of work. A lot of them were put old-fashioned truck drivers that hardly know anything, educational-wise. They were put out of work. Couldn't adapt. Can't adapt to the constant change of life, trucking industry. When I had to use that app for the first time on a Home Depot load the other day, I was nervous. I'd never done it. I was nervous about it. I called my son. I was nervous. I saw it. But first time I used it right. That way life is now. Everywhere you go, you subject. Especially in the industry like I am. Transportation industry, being in everything is done by computer, and everybody got different ways they want you to do it. So you go this place, you got to do it this way. You go this place, you got to do it that way. You go this place, you got to do it that way. Dang. Everything, life. I say nothing we can do. We can't fight it. Try to adapt. I just want to encourage old-fashioned folks. Ask the younger folks. Pay attention. Start trying to look at this stuff. Try to adapt so y'all won't be left behind. Technology is moving fast. My daughter in college, she's smart. These kids and stuff. Lean on your children. Lean on younger folks. Ask them stuff. They know how to navigate this stuff. They can figure stuff out. Some of them go too fast now. Tell them to slow it down. Churches, I got to get to churches. Our churches have failed us. They not invested in stuff like that. Educating the people. Churches won't offer no type of courses. Hardly for anything outside of coming to church on Sunday. Other than that, you on your own. Can't get no help. If the church do have a computer or something, they got it locked up. The pastor ain't gonna let nobody use it. You want either adapt or be left behind.